It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or two or three.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zelick. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
Your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the Michael Faraday of the show. I don't know what's so funny.
And Evan Aubrey, this is not a visual podcast, unless we put it on YouTube.
I mean, we can, but Ian just did like a whole I'm doing Jeremy's funny hand gestures when he was doing the introduction.
Well, no, it was really great because you made it look like you were muted, like on the call, and you were trying to say something too. I thought that was a really nice little, detail to your prank.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this will be on YouTube. So
Yep.
You know what? If you're listening, pause what you're doing. Stop right in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Advocate to YouTube.
Yeah, be like you're like crossing the road and you're like, holy shit, I gotta see this, and you like rip out your headphones and put it on full blast and watch it in the middle of the road.
Yeah, and you will see Ian Davis just performing it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Simply delivering.
I'm a physical actor. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's fucking Charlie Chaplin over here. Speaking of the middle of the road, last week there was a lot of conversation on the show about the Nutmobile. I saw it in person, but this week it traveled.
It moved.
It did.
And Ian, tell us about your encounter with the Nutmobile.
Well, let me tell you. It's Wednesday afternoon.
Uh-huh.
I'm on my way to the gym.
Oh, all right.
I cross an intersection, and what do I see coming straight at me?
Just a big-ass nut.
Slightly to the left of me.
Right.
Was on the
not
the
straight
correct
ahead of you.
Yeah.
Not like a head-on collision.
Yeah.
It turns out that they're reenacting the movie Speed on the Nutmobile.
If I was going to get into a fatal car crash with any car, I'd want it to be the Nutmobile, for sure.
Isn't there like an old internet joke that's like, oh, how did they invent Reese's? Like one guy had a truck full of like peanuts and one guy had a truck full of chocolate. And they got in
Ben,
a car
you would like to
accident.
know that was also a joke on Family Guy.
Oh, maybe that's why
Wow.
I'm thinking that this. Okay, yeah.
For the
Turns
listeners
out
at
Family Guy
home,
references tonight.
yes,
Yeah.
for the listeners at home, Ian was trying to think of something that was also a reference to Family Guy. So it's a real Family Guy hours out tonight. So
Turns out all of the jokes that are just wormed inside my brain are actually just from TV shows that I watched as a kid when I literally had nothing else to do but watch like actual TV.
yeah,
So I saw the nut. It was on wheels, and I quickly pulled out my phone, snapped some blurry pics.
it's like a Bigfoot photo of the
Yep.
Nutmobile.
Yep, sent the nut shots to the boys, and
The nut shots. Yeah.
did my workout.
The money shot.
Great. Did you think about tracing it down like a dog and being like, I want a nut, please. One
If I
nut,
wasn't-
please.
I was meeting someone at the gym. If I was like on my own time, I would have like Vin Diesel'd that shit and like immediately spun it around and flagged it down.
You like pulled up to them, like right up next to them at the stoplight, and you're like, "Hey, you!" And then like they peel off down the street, and you like get in a really like high-speed chase
You
down the
launch a
streets of
harpoon at
Albuquerque.
them and like tie yourself to the Nutmobile, and then you're walking between your car and the nut on the rope, and if we're getting really fast and furious here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I wish in hindsight, that's what I should have. All of those things is what I should have done, or at the very least, just like flipped them off as it went by.
Yeah, at the very least.
Excellent. And then also you went to another food-shaped automobile this morning.
I did. I snapped photo evidence of the chicken truck at the Orinda Farmers Market, and did in fact buy one whole rotisserie chicken.
Hell yeah. The chicken truck in question had like a series of different rotating rotisseries. It looked like.
It did. It was not only chicken. There were also ribs, which was a little off-putting, considering the truck was shaped in fact like a roasted chicken. You'd think that's all they sell.
Yeah.
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 Evan, did you eat your rotisserie chicken like a old-timey lord where you like put it on a big knife and then just like took bites out of it?
You know, I haven't dug into it yet, but that's on the menu this week.
Well, and we've talked about how a rotisserie chicken at the beginning of the week, you know, that's the ticket right there.
Yes.
Sandwiches, quesadillas,
Set for life.
burritos.
It
Yeah.
just brightens the mood. Like, if you going into the week knowing you have a rotisserie chicken in the fridge,
Mm.
nothing can stop you. Nothing can keep you down.
I mean,
You get into bed and you're like, this is when I would be worrying about stuff that if I had stuff to worry about. But there's a rotisserie chicken in the fridge,
Yeah.
so I got
Yeah.
nothing.
I had the most zen day. I bought a whole rotisserie chicken. I actually went and got a massage after that. And, I'm
Whoa,
feeling
wow.
real good. I'm ready
Yeah,
to
you're
start the week.
gonna like crash out and like after we record this podcast, like
Yep.
that's a 8:30 snooze, recipe.
Mhm.
all right. I don't have any other grand rotisserie chicken thoughts at the moment.
I do. What
what?
if there was a? What if you could get a fuck ovens? You have a rotisserie built as like an appliance.
I think isn't that a thing? Like some ovens do have that.
What?
Mm.
Like they have a rotating rack in them
Yeah, I
because
think so.
rotisserie is an oven.
But it has like a rotating rack, like it's like a cage.
Like, I don't know if it's a cage, but I think there's like a spit that you can attach. You know, you attach your meat and you like hook it inside of the oven, and it just will go.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Ian's
not in my house. But.
reality is breaking.
Do you think they should make like air rotisseries like they make air fryers? So it's like it goes on your countertop and you just shove a whole chicken in there and it just spins around.
Ooh.
My
Cooks for you.
friend of mine who also a music teacher he's really into smoking meats and sous vide and all of those gizmos, and he does have a like essentially that like it's for cooking a whole turkey. It's like just like a barrel that you stick the turkey in. I guess it doesn't rotate because it heats on all sides. You don't really have to rotate it.
True.
That's
Presumably.
that's
yeah.
over half the fun though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Seeing the bird rotate and glisten as it cooks is definitely part of it. Part of the fun.
Was the rotisserie chicken you bought, Evan? Did it glisten so much that you could like see your reflection in it?
Oh yeah, immediately. I pull it off the spit and I stare deep into it. And, yeah, contemplate my week ahead.
Yeah.
When you're laying down for your massage and your like face is in the little face hole, it is the rotisserie.
Yeah, it's like enough pressure on my eyes, and it like reminds me of the moment I was standing there staring into the chicken, and I'm like having a flashback.
Kind of like a steam bath sort of situation,
Yes.
but it's like rotisserie chicken steam, exfoliating and
It's like
really
when you-
opening up your pores.
Yeah, it's like when you get a rotisserie chicken and it's still hot and you like cut off a leg or whatever and it like bursts into your face of steam and herbs and spices.
Instead of like the hot stones that you put in the water and it like makes it seem, you just throw a bunch of
Hot chicken.
Yeah.
Well, then it becomes like a soup, you know what I'm saying? You got the hot chickens, you toss them in the center and the big thing, bada bing, bada boom, you're good to go.
It is just soup.
Bathe me in broth.
Man, they should fucking pay us to come up with these ideas.
Food saunas.
Yes, food sauna. It's where you go to pay to imagine you look at your neighbor and they turn into a big chicken,
Like Kramer.
kind of situation.
What if
It's like on a cartoon island when you're stranded and you look at person and they like turn into a sandwich. But we do this
Right.
at a sauna.
But that's kind of part of the pitch, right?
Yes.
This is like, you're on Shark Tank and you're like, this is for the people who.
If you ever wanted to look at the person sitting next to you and imagine they're a giant talking sandwich, well, I've got the place for you.
Yeah.
one last food bath thought? What if you were in one of those sensory deprivation tanks, but it's just soup?
That'd be very salty soup.
Well, I mean, this kind of brings us back to the whole, person-sized bread bowl situation,
Oh, you're
which
right.
actually was on the Go-Goat episode where Evan wasn't here, I believe. So,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So to catch you up,
I'm having
Red
one
Bull size, that's the size of above ground swimming pool.
Mm, yes.
Yeah, well, we just incorporated that into the food spa, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It really works great because we didn't really consider in that episode what do we do with the top of the loaf after we make the bread pool.
Right, the bread
Yeah.
pool. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Bread pool.
So if you save the top, like you get in there and you're laying on your back, and then someone places the top back on top of you.
I kind of like that actually.
Yeah, there you go. So, sensory deprivation. We got it all at the fucking food spa. That's all I'm saying is that this, again, we're Don Drapering this whole thing to the next level. Hire us. Kroger, I don't know what who would want this business.
You're getting like a massage, and instead of them putting hot stones on your back, they're putting small like quails, small cooked rotisserie quails on your back. The
Little
grease
chicken
is dripping
wings.
down.
Yes.
I also like, yeah, I imagine this at a Kroger, like when you go to the gym and like the spa is an add-on, but you're going shopping and like instead you're like, oh, I just need to relax real quick. Let me step into the.
It's like your cart's half full and it's full of like frozen food and you're like, oh yeah, the food spa's here, and you just like leave it out and your pizza like defrosts while you're going to get like your a nice massage.
Ice
They,
bath.
they put the cucumbers on your eye and you
Yeah.
get to eat them.
Fuck
Hey,
Instead of an ice bath, they just pour a bunch of Totino's pizza rolls into the
Oh no!
water. Just this cold.
Yes. Great. Well, I'm glad. Look, I'm glad our entrepreneurial spirit still stands strong after 4 long years of this podcast. But before we move on to the main section, usually I start with this. But what are you guys drinking on this week's episode of LaCroix Boys? Holy
oh my
shit!
god, who was that?
Not me.
Well,
Right
Ian's drinking LaCroix. It seems like.
Lime, baby. We're back.
Ooh, he's back.
I have a blueberry lemonade at Trader Joe's sparkling water.
Nice.
I've turned my back on the Lord LaCroix for
Knife back, dude.
yes, a bigger. I'm fucking LaCroix Judas over here. Nice.
LaCroix will crack 3 times.
People deny your name. That was a different person, but I get what you're saying. I just sold out LaCroix for like 10 carbonated bubbles or whatever.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ben, do you have a beverage this week?
Yeah, I'm drinking it's a similar brewing company, Society Brewing Company. I'm drinking one called the Roustabout, which has a guy on a bicycle. So
Cool.
you know how you be when you be rousting about.
Yeah, you're on a bicycle.
Yeah.
Evan, what do you have?
So guys, I have some unfortunate news.
Oh shit! What?
Some breaking news for LaCroix Boys, which
Whoa.
is I don't think I can drink as many as I used to. I went to the doctor and he's like, because my stomach was hurting, and I was like, what's going on? And he's like, man, you got to stay away from so many acidic things, including one sparkling water. So I gotta not that I'm off the stuff, but I just gotta reduce
How
my
much were
intake.
you? Wait, all right, hold on. Are we talking about sparkling water, or is it really code for beer?
No, I think it's like everything.
Okay,
Well,
because I was gonna say
sparkling
like
water has carbonic acid in it.
It's like anything acidic, like
Mm.
beer and sparkling. But like I was drinking maybe at least one a day, which is not
That's not that
crazy by any means, but
Mhm.
over time my Tums couldn't handle it anymore.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
You should definitely listen to your doctor.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'll drink an extra shot of apple cider vinegar in your honor.
Oh, there you go.
you should try Bud Light next.
Heineken Zero.
In place
Yeah.
of LaCroix, try Bud Light next, says Ian Davis.
Doctor approved.
Yes.
Trying to kick your LaCroix habit? Try alcohol.
Yeah. It's like, man,
Hey,
we
it's
gotta
not
stop
alcoholic.
you from vaping. Here, have some cigarettes.
Oh man, that's unfortunate
Oh, yeah.
though, Evan. I'm
No,
sorry to hear
it's
that.
it's all good. Like at least I think it's temporary. Like I'm gonna wait to see for
Yeah.
things to settle down, and then I'll
Gotta wait for your gut biome to calm
Exactly.
down.
Do you
Yeah,
have to
maybe
avoid,
you just need to eat more yogurt.
Could have been.
you have to avoid like spicy foods, or is it just acidic?
It's mostly triggered when I've had like acidic things to eat or drink. Mostly drink.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Dang.
'Cause I still can't eat very spicy food anymore after my stomach ulcer.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh
So-
man, that makes sense.
Feeling
But I'll pour one out for me.
Terry Fourth,
Water?
LaCroix boy.
Water,
No,
tea.
I'm honestly
going-
I'm fresh out of drinks, which is probably a bad thing because yeah, I did go to the spa, I did go to a steam room, and I was probably very dehydrated after that. So I should probably be drinking water.
Excellent. Well, what on that sad note, let's move on to the next section of the show, which is where we actually do the main part, the business, if you will, the business end of the show
Yes.
of I Choose You, where each week we randomly select a new Pokemon and we talk about cooking, eating it, preparing it in a variety of ways that are delicious and delightful. And then we vote amongst ourselves who has the best recipe. So this week, the randomly selected Pokemon is Helioptile, I think is how you say it.
Helioptile?
Helioptile? I
Heliop-
think tile, not tile.
Tile. I think it's like reptile.
Yeah.
Like Helios,
Helioptile,
like the
yeah.
sun, which is weird because it's electric type. I don't know.
It's like a solar panel.
Yeah, it
Oh, I
like
guess so.
collects
Hmm.
energy with its little
Mm.
cheek ear fins.
That makes
things.
sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Excellent. Who won last week? It was a week ago. I'm bad at remembering things.
I think it was me.
Oh, Evan, why don't you start off our recipe section?
I indeed will do so. So this week, yes, Helioptile is a lizard, and I'm wondering how one might cook a lizard, and it dawned on me. Earlier in the season had a reference to Holes, everyone's favorite movie with Shia LaBeouf,
Uh-huh.
Dig them up, dig them.
and
Yes.
and those movies are full of lizards, but you know what they're also full of? Onions.
Oh, yeah.
And you might say that, like, in the movie the lizards are repelled by onions. This is also a real life fact that lizards hate onions.
Hmm.
Oh,
and
really?
Really?
but just like in the movie, I can fix that.
Hell
so-
yeah.
So,
Hell
so
yeah.
what I'm
I'm
doing,
gonna make this
this
lizard
week,
enjoy an onion.
exactly. What I'm doing this week, we're making some Helioptile French onion soup.
Okay.
Nice.
So.
Mm.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
I
And
gotta have to say, I haven't eaten dinner yet. So recording this recipe, I'm probably gonna be, or this episode for every recipe, I'm probably gonna be like, that sounds delicious,
Mhm.
just because I'm
but
really.
Ben, what are you having for dinner?
Up to be decided.
Okay, well maybe it could be French onion soup. That's a lot of work, so maybe not.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a little late to get that
Panera bread? Are
rolling.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's my
Oh,
go-to.
fair.
Yes.
So to make this French onion soup, you get 6 really large onions. 1 Helioptile should probably do. A little bit of butter, salt, garlic, chicken stock, vermouth for a little flavor, bay leaves, thyme, black pepper, brandy, of course a French baguette, some Gruyere cheese, and some Parmesan. And I don't know what else there is to say other than, like, you make a soup. Other than the twist here is we to fix the initial issue here.
Right.
We need to. I'm basically preparing the onions with the Helioptile together. So we're gonna do a little bit of a pre-pan roast, or like a pot. Roast them in a pot a little bit. Get the flavors really going, really melding together before you add in all of your broth bases.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How are we gonna make the cheese extra stringy this week?
Extra stringy? Well, so you get your nice good slices of Gruyere. Ian has the most silent question. What's going on?
No, you can continue. I was just pacing it for when.
Oh, to the end of the recipe, I see.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, yeah, you get your slice of Gruyere, you put it on top, you put that in the broiler, get that nice and bubbly. Do a little bit of Parmesan, throw it back in the broiler, and then you get the little, like, crispy Parmesans on top.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh no, Ian, ask your question. I'm sorry.
Please.
I have a
Now is
number,
the time.
so I don't want to get in the way. All right, number 1.
Okay, Jesus.
Bread bowl. Yes or no?
Bread bowl. So you could absolutely after we were talking about it, but traditionally they're served in these like nice little white ceramic bowls. You know, French style. Ian shakes his head disapprovingly.
He
It's like
won't hear it.
bread bowl or
Ian
nothing.
goes
Red
into
Bull or
like the
bust.
restaurant and starts smashing all of their
Where's my
bowls.
human-sized bread bowl?
Yes.
It's like when the waiter comes and is like, you know, do you have any questions about the menu? Ian's like, only one. I have actually several, but the first one is bread bowl or no.
Well, actually, the waiter comes out and is like, "Do you have any questions?" And Ian raises his hand.
Yeah. Have to wait for the waiter to call on you.
Yes.
Question number 2.
Hit me.
When I love French onion soup.
As we all do.
There's a Panera Bread near my work. That's the only reason I go there. It's so fucking overpriced, and it's like okay.
Yeah.
But they always put the cheese at the bottom of the container before filling with the soup, and that way you like go in to mix it, and it's like already melty. Where we at? Sounds like you're kind of traditional.
I see what they're getting at. They probably don't have the broiling methods, and it just like makes for, you know, immediately melted cheese when you put piping hot soup on top. But I'm here for the cheese crust.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I will say that when me and Jeremy went to Paris and got some French onion soup, it was like the cheese was on top, and we like mixed it in on top.
Yeah, I like it because it's like a crust, and you like hit it with a spoon.
Yeah. French are good with their crusts. They got bread, they got creme brulee, they got French onion soup.
Fuck yes.
Another question.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know that I've ever had like French onion soup with meat in it. Is that
Traditionally not a thing. This is a little bit of a twist. This is a I don't know, where does Holes take place?
The desert.
Is it the desert or is
Arizona?
it the deep? Yeah, I guess so. I was thinking the
California?
deep south, but that's really just because the like warden is deep south.
Oh yeah, no, it's like the west somewhere. It's probably
Okay.
maybe Nevada. Maybe you think
So
so.
it's a
actually.
it's a desert
like-
twist on a
Yes.
French classic.
I will say, you know, you started talking about onions, and I started looking at Helioptile. If you look at Helioptile's really cute face, it is quite onion shaped. Which
I wonder if it has layers.
Which I was kind of wondering if you were going to be presupposing if the onions in your French onion soup were Helioptile heads, but it's not. It's like the meat of the
It's definitely
Helioptile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like there are Pokemon maybe better suited to the onion variety. So I'll save that for later.
Why isn't there a fucking onion Pokemon yet? Why haven't we gotten there?
I mean,
Anyway.
there's definitely bulbous and bulb related Pokemon.
they
But
should just have like a Bulbasaur variant?
Yeah,
that's an onion.
onion sore.
It'd probably be more like a garlic, though. That's
Right.
like the right shape, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe like an oddish?
Someone will make an. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like there's root vegetable adjacent Pokemon too.
I feel like Celebi's head, for example.
Oh,
Very-
Celebi is the onion Pokemon.
Very onion.
It's green. It's not ready to eat.
Yeah, we need
or it's
something
too
like-
ready.
We need like a Pokemon that is specifically onion based that can be like in different variations, like a red onion and a yellow onion and a white onion Pokemon, a green onion Pokemon.
It evolves. Every time it evolves, it changes color, but it looks exactly the same.
Ooh.
Like first form,
Oh,
red
that
onion,
sounds
it evolves
really
into
unsatisfying.
yellow. I know.
I feel like you could just call it Shallot. That sounds like a Pokemon name already.
Oh shit, you're right. Wow. But like spelled differently. Like
SHALOTT.
I guess. I mean, I don't know how many other ways you can spell it, but it would be misspelled.
CHLET. No, that's just chalet. That's already a word. God damn it.
Chalet.
Whatever. Ben, what's your recipe this week?
All right, so my recipe this week is inspired by the aspect of how the Helioptile's like little ears or whatever like kind of extend out into this like fin thing, kind of like the similar to the lizards in Holes and the dinosaur in Jurassic Park that like spits the thing.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking that I could use that electric energy and the like fan shape of it as like some sort of oven, right? And that was my immediate instinct. The next thing I did was, look through the Bulbapedia page, and I saw that there was a section where it was, probably based off of some sort of salamander, just on the off chance that maybe, there is some culinary usage to salamanders. I looked up salamander recipes. And I ended up finding something completely different, which is an oven that is called a salamander.
Oh, nice.
And it is a specifically used for a Swiss dish called raclette. Raclette, I think.
Oh, yes.
So it's called a raclette salamander, which is this oven that is actually kind of funny to look at. It's like, it has like an arm on the bottom, which is where you put like a giant half wheel of cheese.
Yeah,
and so it kind of like
baby.
clamps the wheel of cheese on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has like an oven heater like thing on the top that like heats the top of the flat part of the cheese, basically. And so that's basically all raclette is that it's like melted cheese that you like scrape off onto your plate, and then you eat it with boiled potatoes.
Oh, is it potatoes? Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because I saw, serves me right for believing in the internet, but I saw a thing where they like had a wheel of cheese, they did the melty thing, and then they made like basically Alfredo like pasta in it too.
Oh.
I mean,
shit.
that's what I was thinking of too, is you do like a little like flambe in the cheese wheel, and they like cook some stuff in it, and it's like on fire and melty, and then they
Cheesy
scrape it
potatoes
out.
can't go wrong.
Yeah.
This seems like it's a very specific to Swiss like thing, like kind of similar to fondue, where it's just like the cheese is the most important thing, and then they do this like kind of process where they get it just melty enough to like scrape off of the wheel of cheese, and that's the thing that makes it good.
Got it.
And so this cheese is like not actually meant to be eaten raw. It's like specifically made to be like melted. And it supposedly has some hints of grass and hay in it. If it's
what does that mean?
if it's on brand.
Like notes or literal?
Like chunks.
Like notes of grass and hay. Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's a very unpasteurized like cheese. So apparently that like flavor profile is supposed to kind of come across. And yeah, you just like, so basically we're using Helioptile as our like raclette salamander, and using it, we're gonna like angle its head, down towards the wheel of cheese, and then have it like, extend its little fans and like heat it up with electricity. And then when it's at the right temperature, you scrape it off, plop it on your plate with some boiled diglet, and you got yourself a nice little Swiss meal of cheese and potato.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Yes. Ian.
It seemed like you guys weren't familiar with the salamander as a tool, but does show up frequently on Cutthroat Kitchen.
As
Nice.
a type of oven.
It's it's like one of the appliances they can use, and I think it's like a good. It always seems like I gotta fucking heat this fast. I gotta melt this fast.
Yeah.
Sticking to
Salamander
the
is like a
salamander.
go-to. Yeah.
Is it specifically with the hot part facing down, like a heat lamp kind of thing? Okay.
I never thought twice about it because I was like, oh, that's a hot lamp.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I had never heard of it before, but it was one of the things that popped up on Google, and I was like, all right, well, guess I'm turning this salamander into a salamander.
Oh,
Has anyone here ever bought a wheel of cheese?
a whole one?
Like a whole wheel cheese?
I mean, like of any size, but just like a
Yeah.
wheel.
Okay.
At
do-
all.
Do you
Like
like
a
baby
baby
bell cheese count?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
okay,
well.
no.
Of any size.
But like at least football size in diameter.
No, I've not bought a whole wheel of cheese. I've
No.
not had the opportunity to use that much cheese at once.
We should though. That would be funny.
That's what,
Maybe the
it
next
would
time
be
we're all in
funny.
the same room, we just buy a large amount of cheese and eat it.
I mean, after seeing this TikTok thing where they made like pasta inside of basically a bowl that was a cheese wheel, like I'm very tempted.
Jeez.
Jeremy can attest to my ability to consume bread.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
It's very
We got a-
strong.
If we got a whole wheel of cheese and just melted that fucker,
Uh-huh.
I could fondue the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, fondue sounds delicious.
But
Like-
you would just be dunking the entire like baguette in
I
the
want to be able to go fucking elbow deep in this fondue.
No, wait, okay. So we talked about bread pool. What about fondue pool?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fondue,
Well,
if you will.
The fondue jacuzzi. Like
Yeah.
Fondue.
yeah, I was trying to find it, couldn't find it.
Yeah. I think the most important thing about this fondue situation is that obviously Ian needs to go to baguette with cheese on it.
Mm.
But what else are we dipping in this fondue? Is it just like cheese pieces of bread or a pretzel? What else?
What are our other options? Because it's not like we're swapping out what's in the fondue. Like this is a
Yeah.
whole wheel of cheese we just melted in. I guess we
Yeah.
could like have a separate fondue where we cook some like little meat bites and then
Yeah. I feel like the melting pot would have you believe that's the right choice, you know. But I will say that when we went to Switzerland and had fondue, it was literally just bread and cheese, and that was the whole meal.
yeah,
And
that sounds
you know,
great.
there's nothing wrong with that,
No.
unless you're lactose intolerant.
I will if we made like if we had a huge fondue pot, I would get 2 huge bowls of bread and punch in both of them so I had like bread hands and then just dunk that into the fondue.
Oh, like a bread mitten kind of situation.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's how I would personally approach our massive like I'm picturing us in Jeremy's apartment and we just like
Uh-huh.
figured out how to heat his bathtub from the bottom and stuff the wheel of cheese in there.
Cheese starts like dripping through the floor to the people beneath
Oh
me.
no.
God damn it.
All
All right.
right.
Well, that's my recipe.
All right,
Excellent.
cool. Ian, what's your recipe?
This week I'm presupposing something.
All right.
All right.
It's about
I'm
time.
no judgment yet.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Uh-huh. Cute.
Plantain.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Lizard
Okay,
dipper.
he is banana shaped, or excuse me, plantain shaped.
And the color and
Yep.
everything about him. I was gonna go
And everything
banana.
else.
I wanted to go banana, but then I was like, that's some basic bitch shit. I gotta
Whoa.
Well, you know, when I go to the store and purchase a banana, I like that it had one end is weird bulbous head on it.
It does have the perfect handles for peeling.
Mhm.
Oh.
God, if only bananas came with handles to peel them.
Ring.
It's awesome. Yeah, so I am presupposing that if you lob off its head, the body is just plantain. Maybe there's a variant where it's a banana. Why can't it be both? In fact, that'd be kind of part of the fun is like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be a plantain or a banana when I bite into it. Plantain's one of my all-time favorites. Fucking fry those up. They're like sweet, caramelized, delicious. Last time I had them, I was with my friend and yours, T-Slam, and we're eating pupusas.
Nice.
I feel like we've told so many T-Slam jokes and stories that we need to get him on the show. I feel like that'd be kind of fun.
He doesn't really listen.
And to people.
He's fun. No, not to people either. But also to the show. Though
Well, that's fair.
he's finally gotten back into Pokemon.
Mm.
Now's the
Him and I
time.
have been like inseparable for however many fucking years now, and finally he
Mhm.
picked up a goddamn Pokemon game. And he's like, "This is so good," because like he was always like the 151. That's it for me. That's all I can do.
150
I can't count any
and
higher.
no others.
Yeah, no more to see after that. And then he got like whatever fucking game he got, and he's like, "This is so good," and I'm like, "Oh shit, Sherlock." But it would be amusing if we were to get the slam
Mhm.
on the show. So pupusas. delicious. El Salvador's greatest export, perhaps. You guys have all had one?
Yes,
Of course.
It's, delightful.
I have not actually had one.
What?
Oh, now's your chance.
There's a stand
my
at
chance.
the local farmer's market that just serves them up every week.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, you know what it is in concept?
Mm-hmm.
If you're listening to the show and don't know what it is, look it up. I'm not going to waste it. I'm not going to waste everyone else's time because you don't know what a pupusa is.
I like if
This
you're
show
reading
is
the
for
recipe,
us.
it's like, wait, what's this ingredient? And it's like the recipe book's like, fuck you, figure it out yourself.
Well, and
Get some-
also one would presume by you explaining what your recipe is that everyone will learn what a pupusa is as well. Correct?
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Masa, water, more water. They put it. You need 2 cups, and then you also need 2 tablespoons separate.
Okay.
Olive oil, sirloin beef, ripe plantains, bell peppers, onion, tomato, garlic, cilantro, jalapeno, red wine, beef broth, Monterey Jack cheese, olive oil. Step 1. You put the masa in a bowl, stir in water, and then you knead that into like your dough ball. Set that aside. Get a saute pan. You cook those plantains in some olive oil, and you're basically frying them until they're like nice and golden. Add some more oil to another saucepan. Brown the beef. Pour off the liquid. You add the peppers, onion, garlic, and jalapenos in with the beef. Let that go for about 5 minutes. Add your tomato paste, your wine, your beef broth, your cilantro. Let that start smelling good. Simmer it for a while, drain off any extra liquid. Then you stir in the fried plantains. Roll out some of the dough, and then you put the dough between like 2 pieces of plastic wrap and flatten it out into like a little 3-inch circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put a tablespoon of your filling with the cheese into it, and you kind of pinch it up, fold it, press it down, seal it. Fry that shit in a pan, and then put that in the oven just to let the top finish off and get a nice crunch. And love plantains so much, kill a few more of those fuckers, fry those up as a nice little dessert on the side.
Nice. Do you like when you're making this? Do you like rip open the Helioptile and just start like mashing, like punching it, and it like just like turns into mush that you make for your pupusa?
Yeah, is it pulpy in there like a banana?
Yeah.
Or like a plantain?
Yeah.
That's a great question. In my mind, I was picturing you just like slicing it, like and frying that. Because I imagine it's fuck it. Yeah, I don't know. You fry it sliced, but then when you mix it all in, you get your hands in there and just mash that shit.
Just mash them.
I'm sure you always mash your potatoes with your hands, right?
I need to feel what I'm eating.
You need to feel something.
Yes. Every restaurant that Ian goes to, he always gives a good massage to his food before taking a bite.
Yeah. Waiter comes over. I raise my hand. They say yes, and I'm like, "What is that?" And they're like, "A knife and fork, sir." And I'm like, "No, take that.
Don't
away.
need it.
Take it
Don't
away.
Bring me some extra napkins, though."
And I'm
Excellent.
so hungry. I could eat anything right now.
Big mistake.
Yeah. Let me go tell you a little bit about my thinking this week for my recipe.
Sure.
So the first thing I was looking at, I was like, Helioptile, what does that sound like in my mind? And I was like, oh, that sounds like a heliotrope, which is a type of flower. I was Googling that, and I was like, is this edible? And the answer is no. It's actually, in fact, very poisonous.
Oh.
So I was like, God damn it. Well, can't use that. So my original idea was Helioptile, which is like you make tea out of the Helioptile, cook it up. But it's like, that my reference point there, out the window.
Lizard tea.
Chook it out. And this week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of ruin the conceptual work of a food product by introducing the Helioptile to it, but it has a thematic connection that I think is good. So as we all know, Helios, Sun, the Helioptile, it's got some nice thin ears. You know what I'm saying? So what if we made some Helioptile sun chips? So
okay.
now here's the thing: is sun chips are famously chips that are supposed to be vegan. So this
Wait, is that what they're supposed to be? I thought sun chips were just supposed to be like a better thing for you to eat. That's not like Lay's. But are they supposed to be vegan?
Don't they
I
have like a cheese flavor? There's
They
like
do
one
have a
that's
cheese
cheese.
They do have a
flavored.
cheese flavor.
God damn it! These people lie to me.
Even my favorite flavor, Garden Fiesta, I'm pretty sure has like cheese on it.
That's true. That's true.
Garden Fiesta.
Well, who can say if it's actual cheese kind of situation?
That's true.
But it's theoretically more healthy. But we're gonna use the Helioptile as a flavoring agent for our sun chip to make our Helioptile sun chip. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna yoink off its little ears. We're gonna dry those out in what some might call the sun. We're gonna get our mortar and pestle, and we're gonna start grinding that shit up so it's a nice fine powder. You know what I'm saying? Snortable. And then you get that, and you want to make, if you want to make a garden fiesta, which some might say is the best flavor of sun chip, or is it garden salsa? I'm looking at the sun chip.
You might be right.
flavors.
I always call it Zesty Fiesta. I don't actually know what the real name is.
So sun chips are basically corn chips, right?
Yeah.
And they have some like grains in the mix as well.
Sure.
So we're gonna get our corn flour, gonna mix in some the seeds and grains that make sun chips. We're gonna get that nice wavy pattern. I don't know how they do that. I assume there's a mold or something.
It's like the rays of the sun.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Like
Is that why it's like that? I thought it just had more structural integrity.
Yeah, are they stealing secrets from Ruffles?
Yes.
Are they in cahoots?
It's kind of like if they took the ruffle wavelength and just like stretched it out.
Yeah.
Like macro level.
Yes. Because there's only like 2 to 3 waves per sun chip.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because we're gonna get the sun chip mold. We're gonna put our corn flour stuff on it, our meal that we're gonna fry. We're gonna fry it up. And while it's still hot, that the oil's still like gonna stick stuff to it, we're gonna get our Helioptile powder and we're gonna start shaking it all over it. And going back to Evan's Zesty Fiesta, this will be a very zesty corn chip because I think because Helioptile is an electric type, it provides that zing that you want from a chip experience. So that's my recipe. Helioptile sun chip. Yes, Ian.
Would the texture be anything like chicharrones?
Well, the thing is, we are still making a corn chip at the base of it. It will have a meat-based spice, but we're not frying the Helioptile itself. We're using its skin as an extract.
Flavor blasted.
Yes,
it's like pork rind flavored chips.
Yes, it is exactly like that. It's like when you get like chicken flavored chips or like bacon flavored chips. So it's kind of like that experience.
I do really like your sun chip comparison with this Pokemon in particular. I think that's pretty clever. I don't know if I necessarily would go out of my way to purchase a sun chip though, That's just a personal thing.
Are you saying it's just something sun chips always come in like as a free side to like a provided lunch?
Subway?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's always something like that where it's like included in like a meal at the airport or something like that. I don't know. But I if there's always a choice between sun chips, like at the vending machine, if in that vending machine there's sun chips and Lay's, I mean, I got to admit it.
I have to agree. I don't think I've ever purchased sun chips on their own, but I think what I'm hoping is that this recipe is good enough for the sun chips to come out of the shadow of better chip experiences.
I'm gonna stand up for the sun chip right now because
okay.
We had like, I don't know what it was, but the band ended up with a lot of extra individual bags of sun chips.
Maybe because nobody wanted them.
Probably. Needless to say, they were just sitting there in the office, and I was like, don't mind if I do. So I've eaten
Right.
a lot of Sun Chips this last year. They're like sour cream and onion ones.
Oh,
Okay.
so good.
Good.
And good for you, I guess.
Debatable, but pretty good.
Can I bring up something about my recipe that I didn't see until now?
Oh, yes.
Sure.
The person who
Sure.
wrote it for this website, Vicky Butts. Which,
Nice name.
Alright.
Good one.
That's gonna get you a vote right there.
well, that on its own was what I wanted to bring up. But then I looked at the comments of this recipe.
And they're all like,
Thanks for-
butts, lol, ha ha ha.
I wish that's what I should comment.
I'm sure this person has not heard that before in their life.
Also, it's from like 2017, so.
Who knows if they're still looking?
But this person the only comment is, wow, was this good? I've never had anything like this before. So happy that I tried it. I will be making this again. It was very tasty and filling, period, after every one of those. And then the Miss Butts replies, wow, I'm so happy that you enjoyed this. I've never had anything like this before either. You've now enticed me to give them a try down the road.
What? She posted this recipe without even trying it? Miss
Is
Butts.
she both commenters?
What? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
You're
It's
just
like,
trying to
this
drum
sounds
up
like
some-
this sounds like a totally real and normal comment that someone would leave on not their own website.
Yeah. It's a real sock butt account.
Nice. They are different people, and I'm looking at the home website. This isn't like a mom blog. Like Miss Butts isn't like a mom with little
She's just
butts.
someone that posts people's recipes without ever actually trying them and takes credit for them.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I mean, it seems she even like describes what it is. You know, she gives a description of the pupusa, which I purposely didn't read.
Fuck.
All right, that's a bit of a walk, but continue.
I don't know. That's just all I had to say. I was just like,
I gotta say, you know, and no offense to if you're listening to this and your name is Vicky, you know, I'm sure you're a lovely person, but I feel like anytime you're starting out with the name Vicky, it's a 50-50 chance on whether this like exchange is going to be a good experience, you
Hey,
know.
Vicky.
And
Hey.
I would say that Vicky Butts doesn't get the I choose you seal of approval, honestly.
Is it because her last name is Butts?
It's because she seemingly is inspired by her like comments to her own recipe to make what she supposedly created.
This website's just all about the content. Who cares
Yeah,
where it
right.
comes from? She's just
Yeah.
pumping it out.
Yeah. All apologies to Miss Butts, but let's vote on our recipes. From Evan, we have Helioptile French onion soup. From Ben, we have Helioptile salamander cheese potato. What is it called exactly again? Ben? Uh-oh.
Yes.
What is your recipe called again? I know it has a salamander in it.
Yeah, it's called a raclette.
Okay, raclette. Okay. From Ian, we have Helioptile pupusa, and from me, we have Helioptile sun chip. Everyone, please vote.
she has posted 1,900 recipes to this website.
Damn.
I don't think any of those are original.
Oh my god.
What? Ben, what's going on?
My connection trying to get the poll results is not good. So I don't know if I can be the one that does it. But so far I have 3 responses. I don't know if someone hasn't voted yet,
Well,
Oh.
or if maybe my vote didn't count because my
I think
internet's
your
being
vote
fucked.
probably didn't go through.
Okay, well, I have so I have 3 votes, and 2 of them are for Evan, 1 of them is for Ian, and I voted for Jeremy. So that means that Evan wins.
congratulations.
I voted Papusa. Yeah.
Excellent. Good job, everybody. Now let's move on to everyone's favorite section of the show. It's called Whale Lord's Mail Horde. It's where we read your email sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ICHEWSPOD@gmail.com. Evan, can you read this email from Mike?
I can. Mike says, boys, Helioptile is a total sweetie, and I feel bad eating it. But a
true.
boy's gotta eat. Electric and normal type. First thing that came to mind was sweet and sour sauce, because electric sour, but normal isn't especially known for being sweet or sugary. Leave that to the fairy types. But Helioptile does evolve into a solar generator lizard thing, and you know what else is solar powered? Orange trees. Interesting.
I mean, all trees are solar powered on that level.
He has a point. Hear him out.
So we'll use those oranges for our sweet component. The electric organs are where we're going to find the sour flavor to extract. Next, we'll fillet and clean out our Helioptile while we get our flat top nice and hot. Slap some seasonings and oil down. Cook your Helioptile evenly on both sides before shredding it with those silly kitchen-grade Wolverine claws. As a Secret Santa gift one year, we got one of my friends those claws, and they are the greatest things in the world for shredding meat.
Nice.
Combine your sweet and sour extracts with sesame oil, garlic, ginger, red pepper flakes in a saucepan and let simmer before adding cornstarch to thicken. Add your meaty goodness into the sauce, toss and further reduce before serving with a side of brown rice and broccoli mon. Yummy, yummy, Mike.
Nice. Oh, that sounds good. All
Excellent.
food sounds good. God damn it. Why do you do this to me? Why do we start a podcast about food? It's a great joke, but like, why?
Take it all back.
I think we're doing great. Speaking of which, Ben, I've heard that we have a submission from Pokemaniac Chris.
This is a submission from the past that is being resurrected for this episode. It actually was submitted to the Discord at on Christmas Day, 2022, which is kind of fun. Pokemaniac Chris writes, "All right, boys, it's Monday where I am, and I know you're recording on Monday, so it stands to reason that if I write this recipe now in the future and you receive it tomorrow in the past, it will have already been the same time as it's going to be right now." Makes sense? Good. Because I'm in the future, which actually is in the past. I already know which Pokemon you're cooking, even though the Diancie episode hasn't aired yet. You're cooking Helioptile. Helioptile is native to the rocky, sun-baked southwest coast of Kalos, where people catch them by the dozen and cook them street food style on skewers.
Nice.
First, they skin the Helioptile and marinate them in a spicy mustard sauce, with chopped simi-sage and go-goat leaves. Street vendors will have whole batches of skewered Helioptile sitting in the marinade, ready to go, then pull them out as needed and roll them in a spice rub before cooking them. There's a dozen different spice mixes out there, but typically they contain cumin, paprika, garlic powder, and onion powder, as well as a few more unusual ingredients like soul rock dust or powdered houndoom horn to give it more of a kick. A couple of quick turns on a grill, making sure to fan the ears so they go nice and crispy, and you've got yourself a tasty, spicy Helioptile on a stick. In Southwest Kalos, they like their spices pretty intense, so make sure you also cool off with some refreshing coconut LaCroix.
Wow. Thanks, Chris from the past, for that recipe. We got one always stored away. All right. Now we choose next week's Pokemon. Again, there's so few Pokemon in this generation that we've basically done them all or evolutions of them.
So we only have 2 more regular episodes until the season finale, right? But the season finale, it's a little bit complicated.
Yeah, we'll think of something. We'll figure it out. Don't worry, everybody. So I'm gonna once again make an executive decision.
Do it.
Because I'm basically just going up the numbers at this point to fill stuff in. So the next one up that isn't related to something that we've done before, and is unique in some regards. We have done something related to it, but isn't unique. Is next week's Pokemon will be Sylveon, the fairy type evolution of Eevee.
That's a great idea.
So send us in your Sylveon recipes. We'll delightfully cook that up. And then now let's do the plugging section of the show. Tell us about your stuff and where to find it on the internet. Ben, why don't you start?
You can follow me at Ben C. Montoya on Twitter or at thefearandnow.tumblr.com.
Excellent. Ian.
If you're looking for a music education related master's program, you should go where I went, and I'm finishing up my work right now. Elizabethtown College in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania offers a online master's in music education with an emphasis in peace building. It's made for working teachers, so you don't even have to quit your job to do it. Do all your coursework in the summer and a class or two over the semester. It's all online. Do 1 week in the summer in person. It's fantastic. It changed my life. E-Town College. Check out the Music and Peace Building podcast to find out more.
Nice.
All right, Evan.
All right. Yeah, I have a bi-weekly newsletter called For Your Internet that it includes such things as technology news, design news, fun things that I just find online and want to share with the world. It's a good time. Yeah, sign up at foryourinternet.fyi.
Excellent. For me, you can follow me at Twitter at VelocityPrime1, on Tumblr at VelocityPrime1, or read my writings at the-avocado.org. Jeremy Zielik at the-avocado.org. And that covers it for the show this week. This has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, may I suggest checking out our social media pages, I Choose Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. It's a good time. Send us some recipes, show us some hot shit. I don't know. All that.
We talked about pizza a lot, actually. There was a huge pizza discourse in the Discord.
Well, let me tell you about the Discord. That's if you want to join the I Choose You community.
Oh, true.
It's just in the I Choose You Discord. Links are in the episode description. Head over there. We could talk about things. We came up with some commandments for the I Choose You Bible, I guess, today. So we got a whole little religion going on.
The 10 Chewmandments.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's happening right now in the I Choose You Discord. Join it. Link in the episode description. Last but not least, check out the official I Choose You website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store designed by one Evan Aubrey. All that and more at ichooseyou.menu. All right. Yes, Ben?
But what's actually last and not least is that we do have a thing coming up soon that everyone should pay attention to and be aware of ahead of time, which is that this podcast has turned 4 years old. By the time, the official anniversary will be this upcoming weekend. But so there's that, but we're actually going to celebrate and record a different complete episode on the 21st of March. So there's going to be a live stream on our YouTube page at 6 p.m. Pacific on March 21st, 2023.
And that's
4 more years.
Yes. That is a Tuesday. Now, normally we release our episodes on Tuesday, but we'll have a live stream with a new episode. Some might call this a Tuesday surprise.
If you're in the Discord, you know that Tuesdays are special days. So the 21st, March 21st, will be a special Tuesday. And we will be celebrating our 4-year anniversary of this podcast existing.
Yeah.
I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Nice. Nice.
All right.
Is that the first time you made that joke?
It seems incomprehensible to me because I think about that line all the time.
What do you think about it?
My dad really loved Popeye, and he would say that all the time. I don't know.
When I was a child, I literally didn't understand what he was saying, but now he's going to pay you later because he wants a hamburger now. He'll pay you on Tuesday.
What a guy.
I thought he was saying like he would pay a Tuesday, which I didn't understand as a child. Anyway.
It's all about debt.
Yeah.
It's like credit card.
Mm-hmm. I wish I could call up my credit card company and be like, I'll pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. And they're like,
Gladly give you Kmart layaway for a
Yes.
hamburger today.
they're like, sir, you're an adult. You could just get a hamburger if you want. Anyway, this has been I Choose You. I've been your host, Jeremy Zielik, Alton Brown of the group.
I've been your friend on the show, Bud Montoya.
Been Mike Faraday, the Ian Davis of the show.
And Evan Aubrey.
And to all the Chewsies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
Yeah, I choose you. Yeah, I choose you. Everybody wants to be a master chef. Everybody wants to show their skill. In the kitchen, everybody wants to cook that cluncher. Finny in at the top of the grill. Each time you fry, gonna cook it just a little bit better. Each taste you try, boy, this frokie is nice and tender. It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or 2 or 3. It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or 2 or 3.